Hello online crew, welcome to Social Media Tip of the Week. This is edition 21 and I've got 3 quick things for you today. I've got what did I have? A helpful tip, like a suggestion for you. I've got a Facebook update for you that's here and now, happened this week. And I've got an alert for you of something that's happening in August and is coming in August. So I've got a suggestion, an update, and an alert to something that's coming. So hopefully this will be helpful information for you today. So as you're coming in, say hello, put the palm tree emoji down below. That's our little mascot here. Hello, Sandrine. How are you today? If you are part of our free Facebook community, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the fishy down below. Hello, Sean. Great to see you on. If you're one of my online crew leaders, then put the cruise ship down below. Hey, Jen. How are you? Awesome to see you on. So my online crew leaders are in my private coaching community called Online Crew Coaching, and we've just finished a boot camp this week on the basics of Facebook advertising. So that's been pretty cool for them to learn, how to set things up and some ads to do and stuff like that. So thanks for joining me this week, my online crew leaders. So what I'm talking about today is relevant to something that's happened to me this week and has been extremely frustrating. But unless I'd done something previously, it would have been even more frustrating. There's also been an update to Facebook this week for those of you that are running groups. This will be a good little tip for you guys to go and play around with. And there is an update coming in August that I just want to share with you. So if you see it, you are alert to it. So if we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin. I am your online crew captain, and I am here for our awesome online crew community here, which is home-based business owners, network marketers, direct sellers, those in MLM, network marketing, etc. And we are learning to leverage social media to build our business online. So we don't want to chase anybody to, buy anything off us or, hassle anyone to join our business with us. We truly want to attract people online, and that's what we are doing here. So the recommendation and the suggestion I want to give to you is something that has hit me this week. And every now and again, there are things that happen with Facebook that it doesn't play nicely, and we can't do the things we ordinarily do. And I often find that this is the case with groups particularly, but it can happen occasionally with business pages, but it's mainly with groups. But I had a situation this week where even though I'm an admin to my groups, I could not do anything. And this happens to me occasionally, and it's quite frustrating because I could post and comment and things like that, but I couldn't do any of the activities that you would ordinarily do as an admin, like adding people to the group or taking people off the group or any kind of admin activities that you do. And those that have groups, you'll know what they are because you can look at your page as if it's somebody else, or you can look at your page as an admin, and there's all these different things that you can do. So I couldn't do any of that, and I'm thinking, have I done something wrong? Hey Kimberly, good to see you on. Have I done something wrong? Am I not an admin anymore? Has Facebook blocked me? Like, what's the story here? I looked at all my approvals, and I was still there as an admin but couldn't do anything. So I shared this with my coaching community earlier in the week. Hello Michael, great to see you on. I would highly recommend for those of you that are on Facebook and you have business pages or you have groups, anything that you do that you're creating on Facebook, add somebody else as an admin to your page, your groups. Do not be the only one that has control. So what I was able to do, because my husband is an admin to my business pages and my groups, I was able to log in as him and everything came up as normal as admin. So I was able to do all my activities as per normal. So it didn't actually stop me doing what I needed to do in my groups. If I did not have my husband as an admin to my groups as well as myself, I would have been very, very stuck. And it lasted most of the week. So I got my admin access back the day before yesterday, but only half of it. So I got my admin access back, but half the screen was missing. So there were still certain things that if I wanted to access over there, I couldn't access. So I still didn't have full access. And today, it's all come back. No rhyme or reason to it. I haven't done anything wrong. They weren't blocking me for anything. Sometimes it's just, it is what it is with Facebook. So those of you, my suggestion, those of you that have business pages, those of you that have created groups, I would highly recommend and suggest that you are not the only admin, the only one that has any kind of access to that page, because we do have these glitches every now and again from Facebook, and there's nothing you can do about it. Even if you reported it to Facebook and said, I've got some problems, hey Monica, got some problems, you're not really going to get a resolution. So it's a bit of a waiting game. Hey mate, how are you? It's a bit of a waiting game, but look, I've got a guest. Say hello to everyone, Zaggy.
Hey everybody.
So those of you that have not met my eldest son Zach before, this is Zach. Zach and I are at home at the moment, and my hubby and our youngest is at footy. So it's very cold and wintry, and they've had to travel a bit for football today, so I'm not sure if he's won yet, but their game would be over. But Zach and I are just sort of hanging out and getting ready to do a few things, aren't we?
Yep.
So do you have anything enlightening to say? Look, Sean's saying hello.
Hey.
Sandrine said hello.
Hey Sandrine.
What are you doing today?
We're going to go out to the farm.
And what are you going to do out at the farm?
Ride motorbikes, I guess.
Ride motorbikes. It's been a while since you've ridden your motorbike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to go camp out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Just came in to say hello. Everyone's saying hello. Kimberly, you even spelt it right. Hi Aora, how are you? A lot of people, Zach is one of those names that can be spelled a million different ways, and it could be just Zach, or it could be Zachary, or it could be Zachariah. And Zach is just Zach. He's not Zachary or Zachariah, and he is just Z-A-C-H. That's how we spelt it, and that's his name. So so going motorbike riding today. So, he just came in to say hello. So I digress. So, yes, I did share this with my coaching community, but I thought it was important to share with you guys as well, because there's nothing worse than not being able to do certain things when you need to. So generally, it's just a problem that you might have, but it won't be a problem that another admin has. So that's my suggestion for you. A change that came in this week, and it is available to you now if you haven't already seen it, and this is specific to groups, guys. So if you're not running groups, this won't be specific to you, but if you are, they've changed the options of the questions that you can ask when somebody is entering a group. So if you guys entered a group before and there's questions that you have to answer as part of the approval, and it says the admin will review your questions and then approve you or otherwise. So it's just a control measure in groups for us. If you've got groups, that you are able to ask information that you want to ask, and it's a really good opportunity actually for you to gain some information about what people want to learn. So you can ask questions like, what's your biggest challenge, or what would you like to learn the most, and gain some really insightful information from the questions you ask. The only option we've had available to us previously is just to ask a question and they write a written answer. So there's 2 updates that came in that you can now change that. You can do multiple choice, and the other one is check boxes. So when you write you can only have 3 questions. That's all they give us. But out of those 3 questions, you could go in and amend a question, and now you can make something a multiple choice, or you can make it a check mark. You can ask a question and check mark. So it's just something that you guys, if you've got groups, that you can go and play around with. And because some people won't write answers, they just don't, and then they request access to the group and you've got nothing to work with. If it's a multiple choice or a checkbox, they might be more likely. Or if you're just asking yes or no, you could have, those as options, yes or no. What is needed from the second admin for me to log in as the other person? You would need to know their password, Michael. So whoever it is, it's a valid question. So let me just elaborate on that. It would need to be somebody that's very close to you because you need to log in as them if you're going to use them as your backup. So obviously my husband is my husband and I know his login details to Facebook. So I've got both, I've got the switch thing on my Facebook login and I just switch to him, log in as him, and then I have access. So you'd want it to be a partner, like a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a very close friend. If you don't have any of the above, and they would need to be willing to let you have their password or have them nearby you so they can log in and then you can do what you need to do. So you do need to consider that, Michael. And do they still have privacy from me on their personal profile? Privacy from you. If you log in as them, you have access as them. So that's why it needs to be somebody, very close to you. So basically what I do as my husband is I log in as him. I do what I need to do in my group or my page, wherever you're having the problem. Then I log out as him and I do everything, log back in as myself. It's not that you have, when these things happen, Michael, it's generally just isolated to a couple of things you can't do. You don't want to log in as that person all the time. So I just log in as Paul, do what I need to do in the group as an admin, log in, log out as Paul, and then log back in as myself and do everything else on Facebook that I need to do. Does that make sense, Michael? Let me know in the comments section below. So it's not like you're acting as that person all the time. It's only for admin duties. So generally, even though there's restrictions to admin duties, I could still post in my group. I could still comment in my group. I just couldn't do any admin duties. So that's very specific things like changing a setting in the group or approving somebody to a group or removing somebody to a group, just specific admin activities. Other than that, you should be able to do everything else that you can do on your profile. So it's usually just for a specific activity, log in as them, do what you need to do, log in out, and then log back in as yourself and do everything else that you normally do. Yes, that is what I meant. So technically, I could put something on your person. Technically, that's why, it needs to be somebody who's very close to you to be able to do this. If it's not a partner of some sort, a husband or wife or something like that, it would need to be a very dear friend that would trust you with their password for it to be able to do it. Okay. Some people have said, what about if I have a backup profile, like I set up a page and just sort of have it sitting there as an admin, like it's yours, and you discreetly put in another name or something like that. That's actually offensive against Facebook policies. So if you get caught, then everything could get shut down. So there are ways around it, but you don't really want to go that direction because it could potentially get you in a lot of trouble and shut down everything then. Okay. Okay. So back to the other one. What was I talking about? So the questions that you can ask when you get into a group. So it's not just written questions anymore. It's multiple choice. And what was the other one I was saying? Check boxes. So go and play around with that if you've got a group, because that was actually implemented this week. And the other one that's coming in August, they're going to start limiting our text on Facebook even more than they do. You know, when somebody writes a lot of text and it says see more, they're actually going to limit the amount of text before we see the see more. So I'm going to read out to you the specific wording from Facebook, and they have warned us that this is coming in on August the 19th. Okay, so it won't be a massive deal for you, but if things suddenly look different on August 19th, I just want you to be aware of what that is. So what Facebook has said is they've got changes to text and aspect ratios on the mobile news feed. So they're going to change how things look. So starting on the August the 19th, page posts and ads, it includes ads as well, on mobile will match the look and feel of a new Facebook design introduced earlier this year. So what this means is updates for mobile newsfeed. Fewer lines of primary text will show on the mobile newsfeed. Only 3 lines. Only 3. 3 lines of primary text will show on Facebook mobile newsfeed. So, you know when you scroll your newsfeed and you'll see a paragraph of wording for somebody, and then it might say see more, and you open up and read a little bit more? It's only going to be 3 lines. So my big tip for you here is make sure come August 19th, whatever your first couple of sentences in a post need to be important to grab people's attention, because they're not going to be able to read any more than that. They're going to be seeing the see more button after 3 lines only. So it's going to be more difficult to grab people's attention unless in those 3 lines you've written something interesting. Now only 3 lines of primary text will show on Facebook, mobile and newsfeed, after which people will be prompted to click to view the additional text. So it's quite a big one, guys, when you think about it, because we scroll and you know, if you can read a little paragraph, you might read it, and if it's longer, you'll open it up. But to grab somebody's attention in like 3 lines, it's not a lot. The other thing that's coming in is to do with photos and videos, and I'm not sure how this is going to play out yet, and whether it's going to be better for us to go back to vertical videos rather than horizontal. I'm not sure yet. But what it says is there's going to be a maximum media height for photos and videos, and that's going to reduce to a ratio of 4 to 5, whatever that means. You know, the sizing basically, on mobile newsfeed. So the tallest supported aspect ratio for images without links or videos is now vertical. Hey Tina, with a ratio of 4:5, so 4 to 5. Media taller than that ratio will be masked on Facebook. So I guess what to look out for from August 19th, if your photos or video look cut off or something like that, that would be the reason for it. So we're just going to have to see how that one plays out. But if you start noticing on the newsfeed come August that you can only see a few words of text, or you've written something and, you know, when you post it, then it only appears like that, that's the reason why. The motivation behind that, I'm not quite sure yet. Like, this has just been released. So I'm sure more information will come to hand as, you know, the time gets closer, but just something for you to be aware of that's coming. But my big tip around that for you is knowing that it's coming. Just know that those first 3 sentences of what you post in the future, I guess it's even a description of a video, I'm not quite sure. It's going to be really important for you if you've got, you know, something important to say it in the first 3 sentences, okay? So just to recap, if you have the opportunity to have someone close to you that they don't mind giving you their password for their Facebook login, include somebody else in an admin on your business page and your groups if you have groups. The second one is in now for groups, so where the questions that you can ask when somebody enters a group is no longer written words. You can choose multiple choice and tick boxes, so go and play with that if you, those of you that have got groups. And August 19th, we're going to have limited text in posts from now on, and it's only going to show the first 3 sentences before it prompts somebody to see more. So keep your eyes open to that on August 19th, and if you see that, you know, changing visually, at least you'll know the reason behind it, because it is an update that Facebook has alerted us to. Okay, so they're my little tips for the week. That comes from obviously personal experience of having some frustrations with Facebook myself and how I got around it, and updates that I've seen that are here now and one that's coming as well. So I hope that just gives you a little bit of an insight as to how you can do things a little bit differently, you know, on Facebook to make life a little bit easier for you, or go and play around with the groups update. You know, do with the information what you please. Oh, hey, Christina. No worries, Christina. So It is the weekend for me. It'll be the start of the weekend for some of you. So I hope you have an amazing weekend of lots of love and laughter and fun and productive things done as well. And I look forward to seeing you next week with more, information. Oh, just before I go, no worries, guys. Thanks for the comments. The link to the video challenge is up on my website. So if you go to helenmartinonline.com, that's it, helenmartinonline.com. That'll take you to my website. No worries, Teresa. And on my website, if you just scroll down a bit, there's a graphic there with the palm trees on it to get into the next video challenge, which is starting on August the 8th. I'm not approving people to next week, but you can request to join. So the link is already there on my website. We want to share this with as many people as we can to get over their fear of live video. If you miss the importance of live video, go and watch my video from yesterday as to why. Thank you, Sean. You're such a legend, Sean, and helpful that way. Thank you so much. Live video is where you need to be. So catch my video from yesterday if you want more information about that. But the link is up to the group. And for those of you that are already in the group, you're already there because I'm using the same group as last time. So I'm going to go in that group and explain what's happening so they don't get confused today, actually. But you can request to join and I will approve your request next week. So share the message out, get people into the group. Let's help as many people get over their fear as live video as we can. Okay, so thanks guys. Have an awesome weekend and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.